Hello and welcome. I'm really excited to announce that I have reached 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 subscribers. It went so fast that I didn't have time to finish this special video for the 50,000 subscribers. I used to visit the website Game Trailers and watch their previews and reviews, but really enjoyed watching the top 10 lists. In this top 10 are the games I personally enjoyed the most. Leave a comment and let me know what your favorite games are. So let's start my top 10.
Made by Rockstar San Diego, known for the Midnight Club series, and work together with Rockstar North, who are known for the famous Grand Theft Auto series. Red Dead Redemption isn't actually the first game of the Red Dead series. The first game is Red Dead Revolver. Red Dead Redemption is set in the old American West as well. This time you are playing as John Marston, who was an outlaw gang member and gunslinger. What I love about this game is the setting. This has such an awesome environment and weather system. The soundtrack in Red Dead Redemption adds perfectly on this and makes the feeling complete of a western setting. The whole story and dialogues are actually amazing and it is very well executed. You can encounter strangers and you can hunt animals. You can either act as a good guy or go all evil. For example, you could go and capture people with your lasso and track them behind your horse or put them on a railroad. With the multiplayer you can create a posse with your friends and roam free around the western world, committing crimes like shooting other players or NPCs. Made by Naughty Dog, who are known for the Crash Bandicoot series, Jak and Daxter and The Last of Us.
I'm sorry, I'm sensing some
This is the sequel to Uncharted Drake Fortune. You play again as the adventurer Nathan Drake, who is following in the footsteps of Marco Polo. Uncharted 2 can be played with a little bit of stealth and has wider areas to move around, compared to the first game. This game is full of action and besides cutscenes you also get to learn more about the characters when they have conversations during the gameplay. It has competitive multiplayer with the standard types. Besides the competitive mode, there's also online co-op for 3 players where you play missions set in areas you encountered from the campaign. Also online co-op for 3 players where you play missions set in areas you encountered from the campaign. You can earn cash in the multiplayer and use it to upgrade your weapons. The game is amazing and the details of the levels in this game is incredible. The music and voice acting is magnificent and you actually experience it just like a movie. Made by Capcom, known for the franchises like Devil May Cry, Street Fighter and Dino Crisis.
Resident Evil 4.
This time you play as Leon S. Kennedy, who was also playable in Resident Evil 2, and he has been sent to rescue the president's daughter Ashley Graham. Leon travels to a village somewhere in Spain. Here he encounters a cult who serve for the Los Iluminados, which means the Enlightened Ones in Spanish. The controls can actually be difficult, but you can get used to this. I played Resident Evil 5 before this one. Resident Evil 4 is the first in the series that started with action horror instead of horror. I like action adventure games, which was why it had me hooked. Why I love 4 more than 5 is the setting and it had more of a scary vibe. This game really changed my point of view with horror games. This is the game that actually made me start liking horror games. Some parts I still remember, like the Lake Monster, boss fight with Mendes and defend a house with Lewis. So many stuff that are exciting for me to talk about. This game has also unlockable modes, it's not DLC, Assignment Ada and Separate Ways, which I also made a walkthrough of. Talking about this game makes me really want to replay it again and then go for all the death video. Made by Telltale Games, who are known for the games like Minecraft Story Mode, Tales from the Borderlands and Josh Park the Game. Now, Telltale's The Walking Dead has an emotional story and it will actually make you care for the characters. It was the very first game from Telltale Games that makes you choose how the character should react. The story is amazingly done and you have to react right away with some actions. Not everything is black and white in this game. I actually learn from these moments One funny mention is that I encountered a problem and I reacted to what I thought was the right choice, but I had comments on my YouTube video that it wasn't. Episodes, now there are 3 seasons, and from these 3 seasons I like the first one the most. Season 1 really made a deep impact for me, and episode 2 was the one that really stood out for me. I was not expecting the ending from that episode. With Telltale's The Walking Dead there are quite a lot of shocking moments.
You have a boyfriend?
When? I don't want that.
This game is made by Criterion Games, who made games such as Black and Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted. They are mostly known for the Burnout series. Burnout is a racing game set in an open world. What Burnout is mostly known for are the takedowns, in which you have to crash your opponent. This helps you in order to win a race, but there are also several other types of gameplay events. Events like stunting, marked men, road rage, road rules and showtime. Showtime is where you must do as much damage on the road by hitting boards and crashing cars. But road rage is my favorite event. The objective here is that you need to take down cars within the given time limit and reach that target. After the time limit ends, you can still continue making takedowns until you total your car. I love that you still had the option to continue. I always went to beat my own record and it went really high. I've played Burnout Paradise over 150 hours and beat the game on 100%, which was really difficult to do. And yet I still have no walkthrough of it, though it will come sometime. The online part of Paradise is almost the same as the single player, except here you can't earn new vehicles. I love how easy it is to switch from single player to multiplayer. Pressing the button 3 times would put you in a server. There are challenges which everyone has to join to help each other out. There's also co-op versus robbers mode. Overall I love this game a lot. Some of the gameplay was from when I first started on YouTube with a friend of mine I met online. And we played a lot of Burnout together. Sadly that wasn't recorded. Only some of this gameplay that I showed you. More about that later in this video. At some point we frustrated each other, but it stayed fun to get back to. Developed by Insomniac Games, who also created Spyro and the Resistance series, my favorite Ratchet Clank game is the first PlayStation 3 installment in the Ratchet Clank franchise. You control Ratchet, Lombax, but there are sections where you get to play as Clank, the robot. With the story of Tools of Destruction, you get to learn more about the history of the Lombaxes, but also a mysterious story about Clank. That is because Tools of Destruction is the first game of a new trilogy, and in America it is known as Ratchet Clank Future Trilogy. I love the planets in this game, and I was also very excited that it had a dinosaur planet. Not only that, but it also features pirates, which I really love. As the Ratchet Clank series is known for are their crazy weapons, and this game features a really awesome tech and it has a ton of it. This is the game for me to start with the franchise, and I have now played a lot of Ratchet Clank games since then. Because I started with this game, I have many fond memories. I also like the look of the enemies in the game. I find it hilarious that you can actually even stand on a fish's head and that will make him explode. I've completed this game a couple of times. It has lots of replay value, like leveling up your weapons, getting all the gold bolts to get all the costumes, getting the ultimate weapon, the Rhino, and the higher difficulty, the challenge mode. Created by Eurocom, who also made Harry Potter 2, Ice Age 2, Pirates of the Caribbean 3, and their last game was 007 Legends, which I have closed down the studio. The game I have spent many hours on my PlayStation 2. The story and the gadgets were really cool, same as the locations set in the story. I've replayed the intro level countless of times because it was fun to do. It features sniping where you have to destroy the chasing cars, and later you can actually drive the Aston Martin with gadgets. And some levels you can even try different routes to finish the mission. which was really fun to see the alternative how you can handle some things. But the strongest point of Nightfire is the multiplayer. You can set your own teams, and with the split screen you can also join each other's team and versus the AI. You can change a lot of things to use in the mode. Add turrets or different kinds of weapons to change the health of your enemies. And you can unlock skins by completing the story or just use a cheat code. There are lots of characters who are known from the James Bond franchise, like Scaramanga, Jaws, Knick-Knack, Oddjob, who also can throw his head as a weapon, and many more. My favorite level is the one that features the ski lifts. These kept moving, which adds a new strategy you can use. I always use the RPG, and with this rocket launcher you can guide the rockets yourself, which was really fun to do. Ubisoft Montreal is the developer of this game, and they've made games like Far Cry, Watch Dogs, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six series and the Prince of Persia games. The game is set in 2012 and you play as Desmond Miles, who goes into a machine called the Animus that lets him experience the past through his DNA, in which you play as Altair in the year 1191 in the Middle East. Now let me start by saying why the first game is my favorite and not the second one. And it was actually difficult for me, and the fact I picked this one is because at its release the game impressed me. There were so much details of the cities and there was so much freedom where you can go to. This was also the first game I started commentary with, so that's why it's actually special for me. I loved the Assassin's Creed 2 a lot, there was much to do. And I love playing as Ezio Auditore da Firenze, but I see it as a tie. And Assassin's Creed just stays special because it was the first game that let me experience it. Now what is so good about the first game are the assassination missions. How these were set up was very good. You get to see a glimpse of how evil some of them are, which motivated you to actually assassinate him and try to kill him so much faster. And also how the story was set up, there are things that I wasn't actually expecting at all. I really like the character Altair and how he looks with his outfit, his white robe. This game made a really good step in the right direction for me, even though the gameplay was really repetitive. But it was for me also used as a step up to try walkthroughs with commentary. So that's why it is my number 3. The developer is EA Los Angeles, now known as DICE Los Angeles. They have created a bunch of good games. The Lost World Jurassic Park Warpath, and known for the Medal of Honor franchise. Now this game was almost going to be my number 1 game. If there's one game I would love to keep going back for, it is this game. Battle for Middleearth is a strategy game. You start with either an outpost, a camp or castle. Here you can build buildings on slots, farms to earn money and buildings to create troops or get some armor for your army. You get to play as either the good guys Rohan or Gondor or the bad guys Isengard or Mordor. I like how you can get to replay the movies and try to change some things. The game has a campaign for both sides, but there's also an option to create your own battles and even allows you to install mods, so you get to play on special locations. The game used to be online, but sadly because EA lost the Lord of the Rings rights, the servers are down. I played so much time online, many nights, and met a lot of people, though sadly I lost them out of sight. But that really stayed with me. This game really was and is still a masterpiece in my eyes. This game really was and is still a masterpiece in my eyes. Though there's a way to still play this with other people by using Hamachi. I would love to play with my subscribers someday and play some Battle for Middle-earth. Developed by Konami, famous for popular video game series such as Castlevania, Frogger, the survival horror Silent Hill series, and football simulation Pro Evolution Soccer. Metal Gear Solid has always been about the story behind it. Before the release of Metal Gear Solid 4, I had to check the story of the previous games. I had no time to play the game myself before Metal Gear Solid 4, so I had to check YouTube walkthroughs, and that was the first time I started watching walkthroughs on YouTube. And later that made me think to start a channel of my own, though that was a couple of years later before I started with it. The story of Metal Gear Solid 3 is amazing. This is why I had to mention it, and I did play the HD version a bit. I should continue with it again. Made by Epic Games, now known for games such as Gears of War, Bulletstorm. The game is actually a multiplayer title. It does have a campaign, though it is more for players to get used to the modes. I loved this game back then. It was really focused at being fast and you had to get very good with your reactions. I even got a platinum trophy with this game, which is really difficult to get, but earning that was really an achievement. This game stood out for me as I was used to the Call of Duty games. The story is actually pretty decent for a multiplayer game, and it even supported mods on the PlayStation 3 game, which was really fun to use.
Flawless victory.
Created by Insomniac Games, known for the Ratchet Clank franchise. I really wish to include this one in the top 10, as well as Spyro, to be honest. My first PlayStation 1 title. Resistance Fall of Man introduced me to start playing a bit of horror games. It came out on the launch of the PlayStation 3, and after trying the demo it had me hooked. The game is set in an alternative universe where World War II didn't happen. It is July 1951 and Europe has been invaded by aliens called the Chimera. You play as an American sergeant, Nathan Hale. The game has interesting main characters and you want to find out about what happens in this game. The game also features split screen co-op, which is always fun to play. With this setting it was fun to do it in co-op, but especially at the creepy parts of the game. Playing it with 2 players made it really a lot easier to finish the game. And you had a lot more fun playing it together. Developed by Media Molecule, who made Tearaway and Dreams for the PlayStation 4, but this was their first game and it is the franchise they are famously known for. LittleBigPlanet is a puzzle platformer where you are a puppet called Sackboy. You can change the outfit of your Sackboy and there are a lot. As a Sackboy you can run and jump and grab certain objects. The story consists of a number of levels that are based around different themes that are inspired by real world locations. Here you can collect stuff like outfits, stickers and objects. With these objects you can create your own level and share it with others. I made a couple of levels as well. And that brings me to a part that LittleBigPlanet is largely known for, and that is the multiplayer. You can play up to 4 players online or offline. You can help each other out or play levels created by other players. Or you can make it more difficult to each other and smack the other player around. There are many incredible levels made by the community and they are really fun to play. I have the Platinum Trophy of LBP and it was very difficult to unlock. Like Unreal Tournament 3 and Grand Theft Auto 4, I am very proud that I have it. Developed by Grey Matter Interactive, who made the expansion pack for the Call of Duty 1 PC game, made by Infinity Ward. The reason why I loved this expansion was the multiplayer. I've played this a lot back in the day and using it with X-Fire. I like the maps, weapons and how fun it was to rank up every time in a new match. But the most fun I had was on the Lord of the Rings maps, which was a mod made by the MTL clan. The Lord of the Rings levels were the Shire, Hobbiton, Minas Tirith, Helm's Deep and Isengard, Minas Morgul and Moria, including the Lord of the Rings music. To mix it up, there was a level called the Sandbox, which was for deathmatch. with a crazy song. Sadly, I could only manage to get the level Shire. If you know where I can download these other levels, please tell me. I really want to play on those levels again. Developed by EA Redwood Shores, now known as Visceral Games. The studio best known for Dead Space series. And they also made The Godfather 1 and 2, The Simpsons game, James Bond Agents Under Fire, Everything or Nothing and From Russia with Love. My first video on my channel was a trailer from this game, and I wanted to test it with this game, how it works to upload and publish on YouTube, which was on May 8th, 2011. Because Battle for Middleearth was in my top 10 list, I did not include this game, but it's still one of my favorite PlayStation 2 title and best movie game. This game captures the sights and sounds of the movies, and it also features co-op mode for 2 players. The story can be very short, but I managed to get a lot of time out of this game and I've replayed the levels countless of times. You can also unlock 2 bonus levels and throughout the game you can also unlock bonus videos. This game is developed by Rockstar North, which contributed to Red Dead Redemption, Max Payne 3 and LA Noire. They developed Manhunt and is primary developer of the Grand Theft Auto series. This is my favorite game of them all. Phi City is based on Miami and the game is set in 1986. The game is influenced by many movies and TV shows like Scarface, The Godfather and Miami Vice. There are lots of great missions, some frustrating ones, and the game overall is very colorful. Color really sets the mood and with an impressive list of 80 songs makes the feeling complete. I like every soundtrack in Phi City, from radio stations Emotion, V-Rock to Flash FM. Listening to these songs now will give me the image of Phi City I used to play. So many awesome songs, and if it wasn't for this game, I probably wouldn't have heard of them before. Now I can recognize them and I love the 80s. Now, the main reason for Phi City being number 1 is that if it wasn't for GTA Phi City, I wouldn't have started with my YouTube channel. On the PC, there is a way to play Phi City online with other players. I played on a Swedish server called Ankerborg's Playground. This server wasn't based on deathmatch, but actually role-playing. Here you could get a job and earn money, which will be saved on your account. With that money you could buy cars and buildings. Of course it is not necessary, but was really fun. You could even rob banks. You could get in a car and see who owns it. Now I first started in a sailor mafia and had a Virgo as my vehicle. And later I got a blue Banshee. I also applied for a job as police chief by creating a letter and posted it on their forum. And by voting I won. Eventually I had a big house with pool in a Starfish Island and a light blue furnace. What was really fun with role-playing is you could be a robber and rob a bank, but in order to do that you had to wait 4 minutes in the bank. If you were the cop player you had to wait outside, and after 4 minutes you could get inside and shoot them. And by killing them or bringing them to the jail you could get more money, which was really fun. And you could also be a corrupted cop and share the money together. So yeah, it was really fun. And in this server I met a player with a nickname Tommy Versetti. Later he called himself Zeus Tacos. Later we started talking about creating a gaming website together, and I had the thought to create a YouTube account to get more viewers to our website. And after 2 weeks I came up with a name for it, and that was SpottinGames. Sadly after a while he had some problems and I haven't heard from him since, but I still went for making YouTube walkthroughs and here we are. This was even the short story, I could go on and on. I can tell a lot more when I start the commentary walkthrough of GTA Phi City. So this is why Grand Theft Auto Phi City is my number 1 game. Creating this video took a very long time, but I wanted to create the top 10 video myself. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and leave a reply what your top 10 would be. Believe me, it is difficult. Thanks for watching.